Welcome to the Short Score, your weekly update of roping news from around the industry, where you can find the latest on the sport from the pro rodeo ranks to the jackpot world. I'm Taylor Vollen, and I'm your host. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Short Score. It's your host, Taylor Vollen. So I know about a month or so ago I said that the Short Score was back for 2024, and then I abandoned you guys, and I am so sorry, but have no fear this time. The Short Score is actually back. Today's episode truthfully started out as a results-based interview with Brenten. He and Caden Perfili just won the American Contender Finals in Abilene Saturday. And I really called him, though I warned him that this would be used for a Short Score episode. I called really to talk about the win, get the play-by-play details. But, of course, I ended up getting a little off track and off topic, and it turned into a very honest conversation about what the last year was like for Brenten. As you all know, of course, he's a 3-time NFR qualifier, and in 2023, he just barely missed the NFR. Not only in this episode do we talk about the win in Abilene, of course, we also talk about what it was like to miss the NFR, what his mindset and his mental game look like right now, and how strong his faith is. Honestly, I can say that this conversation was an eye-opener that I needed. I don't want to be dramatic, but it is pretty inspiring how strong his faith and his mental game seem to be even after that. I hope you guys, of course, enjoy this episode, and I hope that it gives you a good, positive outlook on the rest of the week and maybe a new perspective. Are you a roping fanatic? Want to sharpen up your skills, watch how the pros train, or maybe even binge some of the old rodeo videos like the Wildfires, the Spicer Grip, or the Mega Matches? Sounds like you need to sign up for Ropin.com. Ropin.com is the ultimate online training resource for team ropers, and now breakaway ropers, calf ropers, and goat tires. In addition to thousands of videos and exclusive roping films in your back pocket, members get private access to world champion coaches like Jake Barnes, Matt Sherwood, 26-time world champion Trevor Brazil, and so many more every day. Take advantage of step-by-step tutorials, run critiques, private members-only Facebook groups, live video demos, and so many other benefits. Once you get through with this episode, go on over to Ropin.com and sign up today. Well, start off by just telling me kind of how you got qualified for the contender finals. I know you went through the East region, was it?
Yeah, we went through the East region. We actually went to the Central region and didn't do any good there. And I messed up once, and then I had a partner mess up, and then me and Caden, I went up there and roped with Caden and Logan Medlin, and me and Logan didn't have any luck, but me and Caden actually made it back through the buybacks. And we finished 5th up there.
Mm-hmm.
Steer was a little bit stronger up there. We'd actually run him in the buybacks too, and he was a little bit stronger and pushed off right. Didn't really take a haze, but and I even missed the barrier a little bit and took him a little further than I needed to. And Caden did a really good job, and he healed him fast and made it inside where we needed to be, just enough to move on.
Right. Tell me a little bit about your partnership with Caden, because that's new this year.
Yeah, that's a new deal. I roped with Chase trying forever.
Right,
and
yeah.
Then, me and Peyton roped last year, and we did pretty good, had some success, and I was just short of making it. He got to make the NFR, and then moving forward this year, he was going to rope with his brother, and I was kind of just looking around, and I thought, if anybody I thought was a good opportunity, it was a younger person that we could maybe build a relationship and partnership together and start roping together a lot, and hopefully achieve these goals together and do great things.
Yeah.
So started looking, and Caden caught my eye pretty good. He's always roped really good, and he's young and upcoming, and he's really hungry, and he wants it, and just an exciting person to rope with.
Right. You guys are about close in age, at least, right?
Yeah. I'm 24, and I believe he's 21, so we're not far.
No. Kind of tell me about Abilene. Just, break down the run for me, how it was, everything.
Yeah, I maybe I should have done a little more digging, but as far as the steers go, I don't think anybody really knew a whole lot about them. From what I'd heard, and I may be misled here, but I heard that they maybe had tripped them at Odessa.
Really?
And then I don't know if they'd even been team roped a whole lot. I'm sure they had. They seemed like they were a little older, but it seemed like a really good set of steers. From what I'd heard, I was pretty sure I had a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know there wasn't really a track record, but somebody that had tripped at Odessa was there, and he was saying he thought that was a good one. So I was going with it. He looked good. He looked like he'd be a good steer.
Right.
So we were eighth out, which gave us a little bit of an idea what we needed to do. But I just assumed with 15 guys, as good as guys were there, we were going to have to make as good a run as we could possibly make any way we did it, no matter when we were up. But eighth out was a good spot. I got to see the barrier a little bit, kind of see the momentum and see where it was headed, the runs people were making. And got a good start. The horse I rode worked really good. And Caden held it pretty fast, and it worked out great. It's funny, Abilene has actually been really good to me lately because me and Peyton had won Abilene last year. And
That's right.
We had to win Abilene to get into the tour finale,
right?
Which in turn ended up getting him into the NFR. So Abilene has been a really good spot for me lately.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah. I didn't even think of that. I did not connect those in my head, but
I don't know why. I kind of forgot about it too. And then just going over there, I kind of told Shelley, my wife, I said, I would have some pretty good confidence going into this arena last time I was here. It went really well.
Right. You brought up something I kind of wanted to touch on, and that's there are 15 really good teams. It's a one-header, do or die kind of deal. What's kind of the game plan in those scenarios, and how do you kind of manage your mind and not let it go crazy or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know how to say this, but in the past, I've really been putting a lot of goals up and trying to achieve those things. And this year, I've kind of just taken a step back, and I'm really just enjoying getting to go again. I felt like when I was young and like I'm not old by any means, sorry, but like my rookie year, those years then, everything was so new. I was just so happy to be out there, and I feel like I've kind of tried to take a step back and just really enjoy getting to go to these places and just cherish these moments because they won't be here forever. So for me, I think that's really helped me in my mindset, and it takes a lot of the pressure off those situations when I just think of it as getting to go to cool places and have great opportunities and just team rope.
Mm-hmm. Kind of similar question in the same vein, I guess you could say. I know this Road to the American is a step-by-step, run-by-run kind of deal. But knowing that there's, a potential $1 million on the line, how do you not get ahead of yourself or just sit there and think, this could be $1 million run in the end?
My answer might be a little sad than I wish it was, but I've been lucky enough to make it there a few times and been blessed with opportunity, and it hasn't went my way in the past. And I think it's, truly just with being able to go the few times I've got to go, I could be wrong. I think this is maybe my fifth American, somewhere around there. And I think I've put it up on that pedestal enough now that it's one of those things where I actually am not that nervous, or it doesn't seem like that big of a deal because I almost go into it with not much expectation. If it happens to be new that it works, I'm going to be happy. But I think that's kind of helped me too. It's just experiencing the loss of it a few times. With the American, like we said, it's cutthroat deal. It's do or die. First place is really all you're going for. Second or third is not really what you're shooting for. First is really all you're going for, especially when you're coming through the qualifier and have the chance for the $1 million incentive. But so for me, I really think bad experiences and not winning there has made it to where I haven't done that big of a deal. I'm just excited to get to go.
Yeah. Well, I think that shows maturity and getting wise, I think there's positives to that is what I was saying.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So now in Abilene, I heard you were riding Chief. Is that correct?
I did, yeah. Chief.
Tell me a little bit about that. I mean, when you started riding him, the plan there maybe?
I actually had been speaking to Clay for probably 3 or 4 weeks about getting together and riding him and seeing if I got along. Obviously, with that horse, it's not whether or not he's good enough. He's a really good horse. It's whether or not I got along good with him. And I actually went and run 5 on him at Clay's house the day before Abilene, and then run at Abilene. That was the first time I'd ever rode him. That was our first time together, but I had a real good feeling that it was going to go good. He was easy and strong in the horn, real upright as he runs. He doesn't drop his shoulders or anything like that. He scored outstanding. So I was pretty grateful for the opportunity and just super tickled that Clay had given me the chance to try him and see how we got along.
Right. Is that a future thing too as well, or was it just for the weekend?
Uh,
Unsure.
I don't know. We're still in the midst of it right now. I guess he's a great horse. I would love to continue on with that deal.
Right.
And I have a good roan mare of myself that I
Yeah.
love, and I really like her. She's just had a little bit of soundness issues as of lately. And so it was one of those deals where I just knew that Clay had a good horse that was sitting at his house that wasn't getting used. And we kind of just tried to put it together and see if I could use him when I could, and then hopefully get along really well with him, which I did. So obviously in the future, I guess it would be hard to not want to get on him when you're having.
For sure.
I would love to be able to ride my roan mare if she's ready by then, but we'll see where the future holds there.
Right. Have you started thinking about that run at Globe Life Field and maybe a game plan, or is it still a little too early?
Yeah, I think it's still too early for me. I think
Fair.
that I don't know what it is, but something lately and they could all fall apart. And it's funny how when things are going your way, your confidence is just really high and you're excited and you just kind of feel like you can't do any wrong. And for me right now, it's been so much fun as of lately. It's been working for me. It's been going my way. My horses that I've been riding have been doing really good, giving me lots of opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So, I haven't really been overthinking it by any means, and I really haven't even been making game plans. I just kind of try to get a good start and grow up a steer as soon as I know I can. First available shot, which I think the thing about it is we've practiced for so long and tried to go fast for so long that if I take my first available shot and I'm doing my job, if it's not fast enough, I would be surprised.
Right.
But I think it should be good enough if I actually do my job.
Right.
That being said, I mean, Dustin's going to be there, so you guys got to watch out.
Yeah. I might be imposing and you don't have to answer, but do you feel like this might be from just coming up short of the finals last year?
It was hard on me.
Yeah.
It was hard on me. I had a lot of struggles last year that I don't know if many people know about them or not, but I mean, I had a bunch of struggles. My good horse had got hurt right during the fourth, headed from Greeley, headed to St. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt in the pen, got put him in a pen with another horse, and he got kicked in the hock, and it swollen up pretty bad. And I had to lay him off for about a week, and then he was sound, so I picked him up and went to. It was a new rodeo this year, really good rodeo. It was in Washington, and it was July 5th, so it gave us a reason to go over there right after 4th. So I went over there. And I stayed the night there, roped there, and I kind of thought that he wasn't acting very good. But I stopped by Nampa, dropped him off there, and had them look at him. He turned out he had strangles is what we found out he had.
Man.
So I had to leave him there at the vet for a month.
Yeah.
And then my roan mare got hurt at Nampa. Consequently, Nampa was bad for me last year. I shouldn't have stopped at Nampa. I stopped there, left the horse there with strangles, and my good roan mare got hurt there.
Gosh, yeah.
And then, everybody knew the Braves, the condition the Braves were in. But at the time I was only riding their horses because that's all I had. So when the wreck happened and Wyatt lost his two great horses, and I've rodeoed long enough now and rode enough horses that I think those two horses that Wyatt Bray lost were two of the greatest horses going at the time, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a terrible loss for him, but it took away what I was riding too, in a way. But then, I mounted out. I think I rode 12 or 13 different head horses last year trying to get there. We tried our butts off to come up short, and I felt like I'd done just about everything I knew I could do. So that was kind of a take a step back and I definitely questioned everything more than I should have as far as why and why this and why not. Why wasn't I able to finish the race, if you will, to get there? It all comes down to it's just got to be in God's timing, I believe. And I know people can say that, and that's kind of the Christianese answer, if you will, but it's the truth of the matter. If you just sit back and wait and keep trying and persevering, God's timing will lead you where you need to be. And I feel like that's where I'm at right now. I'm in a really good place as far as my roping, feeling really good, and I have a great relationship with the Lord, I feel like, and it's just a really happy time in my life right now. Especially this, like you say, coming from last fall where I was pretty down in the dumps. So this is good timing for me.
You feel like, I think this is probably an easy question almost, but I'm sure there's a fire lit under you after that as well for this next year.
Yeah. I feel like there's, I guess you could say they're trying to prove something, but I don't know if I'm even trying to prove something. I feel like I gave it my all last year, and the year before that, I even felt like I wrote pretty good, but just wasn't enough again. And I felt like I was in a place where I just made it 3 years in a row, and it kind of was feeling pretty easy to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was definitely slap in the face, I guess, if you will, to not make it 2 years in a row. I almost had gotten to the point where I thought I was just supposed to go there. And
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if it's changed a whole lot. I feel like I'm just trying to do the same stuff that I can do and do what I know to do, but it's definitely lit something in me. And I feel like Caden being younger, and I had this with Peyton last year too, and Chase was always good about it too. But as far as having somebody younger, they really want to rope a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's easy to be around that. It you can't help but fall into you a little bit and start running off on me because he's wanting to rope a lot and he wants to go, and I'm excited about it. His excitement about it has renewed my excitement about it in a way, because he's getting to go these places for the first time, and it's like I just kind of you get to taking them for granted when you go these places and forget how special these moments could really be.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's lit a fire as far as getting to go rodeo and enjoying it more than anything.